Yeah, I'm just restarting the recording now. It's recording. And hey, this is June the 8th and 28th. And Tracy, we're going to go and dig deep with your weekly here and see what we can strategize for next week and take care of. So,
Okay.
one of the things that bounced out, of course, was the burning lungs when I read your report. So let's just take a look at the share screen stuff. Okay, here we go. And just let's take a look at that. And bam, there we go. Is that coming through, Tracy?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, so a couple of hampering and distressing days. Or
Yes.
right. So
Continuing today, but
okay. Yeah, let's dig in there and what I noticed over here, right knee.
yeah, it's
Okay.
doing fine.
It's doing good. Great.
Yep.
And it's lasting 23 hours or something.
Plus, yeah.
So is that 24, 25, 30, or 23 and 2 minutes?
Well, that's a good one. Well, it lasts, it's probably maybe 15 minutes shorter when I do it again on my knee. So, let's say 20, because I do it every 24 hours. So it lasts 23 and a half hours or so until, and then it starts hurting. And then of course I do mine on a regular schedule, my knee. So using the accessory on my knee.
Right. So if we were to, make it, don't do it once a day, but do it once every other day, what would the pain go to? Have you any idea?
No idea.
Okay, then we're going to test that this week. Let's see what's really happening, whether this is a psychological thing or if let's test it.
Well, it might have to do with, I do some exercises just before in the evening, I'm doing some exercises. Well, not for a couple of days, but, and it might have to do with the fact that I was moving a lot.
Right.
Just before I put it on my knee.
Okay. And, right. So the exercise, okay, let's see what we can do with that this week.
Okay.
Lindy, just make a note that we're going to put that in there, but we'll examine it more fully when we get to actually laying out what we're going to actually do there. Burning in the lungs. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're in a detox, obviously. This is a detox situation. My take on it is that you're really waking up the mitochondria. There's some ATP stuff happening in there. There's malathion and what's that? A precursor of malathion. It's not ATP. Is glutathione, right? Thank you, Lindy. Glutathione. It's a precursor, and this happens when the mitochondria begin to get stronger, which is what's happening. We're going to be detoxing from it, and so over Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and again today, Monday. So let's describe to me exactly what's going on for you today thus far.
Well, just, now today it's more on the left lung, it's a burning, it's a pain, it's my lungs because it was in both of them. It's in the other one, but the other one isn't as severe as this one, the one on the left. And it burns. And of course I get moving and I cough, it's like it wants to get something out, but there's nothing's coming out. But that's where the cough comes from. But it just burns. It's and it's a pain. It's like, it's like a pain that's just there. Right. A burning pain. Maybe that's a better way to put it. It's not like like a muscle pain. It's a burning pain.
Right. Right. So is that all over the lung, or is it patches in the lung, or is it the trachea, or
It
one of the
it
bronchial
it, it
tubes?
start okay. It started all over the lung, and then I started noticing it the second day. It was like different parts of each lung hurt. It felt like it was in a specific place. And then this morning when I woke up, it was burning everywhere. But as I kept going through the day, which I'm not doing much, but I kept going through the day, I noticed it seems to be not a spot, but more so on the left lung. Last night when I was going to sleep, I know it felt like it was on the back of the lung. I don't know how that, like this, there was a spot on the back of the lung, but this morning there wasn't a spot on the back of the lung. It was just the whole thing hurt.
Right. So it's deep inside your body. It's not like rib cage, or is it under the rib cage, or where would you?
No, it's not. It's inside. There's no place that you could touch that. You could feel it,
Right.
because I
Right.
had my husband on my back push a few places, just to see if it was something that wasn't. But it's definitely lungs, because when I breathe, you can feel it. It's
Yeah.
not, and I'm coughing, and it's the breathing isn't so. My breathing's okay, but it's not, it's not labored, but I'm aware of, every time I breathe, you can feel it burning.
Yes. Yes. How much water are you drinking a day?
I drink, let's see, I have to see how many ounces. Well, of course I don't have it. It's very easy to see. This is 33 fluid ounces, and I usually drink a couple bottles of that.
No, that's plenty.
Yeah, I do drink a lot of water.
All right. Yeah, Linda's got
Inhale with chamomile tea.
inhale the steam of chamomile tea is what she's suggesting.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Right, you put a towel over your head
Okay.
and over the bowl or over the saucepan or whatever, and over the cup, and then breathe that in. Yeah, chamomile is marvelous for that sort of soothing of those skin surface irritations like that.
Oh, that's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lindy. Yeah.
And also a foot bath where coil things down to have a
And
warm foot bath.
a warm foot bath, Lindy's also
okay.
pull stuff down and out. This would actually be a good time to be also hitting those reflexology points on your hands where the lungs are, which are basically in this region here.
Okay.
They're up in that region. Lower down is the intestines, but lungs will be in here. Just support that meridian to the lung situation. Good.
Okay.
And
I just figured it was the start of a cold or something, but it didn't. It's not. No, it's not turning into what having it move it somewhere else. It's just burning in the lungs. So I don't know.
Yeah, right. Did you ever have lung problems before?
Oh, I had pneumonia, and then that's when I had gone to the hospital for tests, and that's when I caught what they say is a virus. There, a doctor had caught it as well. And that's when I had that virus that attacked my muscles, or whatever attacked my muscles. But so I had pneumonia. I had pneumonia.
Okay. Okay. That probably explains it. It's part of the healing crisis and moving.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So moving down. So how was the Ninja 2? How are you getting on the lift?
Oh, way better. That just you showing me it was back farther, So
Mhm.
then I said, all right, I saw what it looked like in you. So I stood in front of the mirror to start. And I went, well, there it is. I see it. I see what I saw on you. And so it worked. And I've not had problems. It's been really doing a good job, you know,
Okay.
and I'm brushing my stomach afterwards for the 2 minutes, like you said.
Nice, nice, nice. So,
Finally.
okay. So describe to me the sensations that you're getting when you do get that lift.
Oh,
Um,
brother.
okay, that's what I
Well,
like
you
to
know,
hear.
the tingling, literally, you get that down, you know, goes down your shoulder. And I literally one day felt it go down into my stomach. That was the weirdest feeling. And I said, well, I must have got it right. And it was on the left side. The left side where it's hurting. Okay. That's the left side was where I could feel it go down. Actually, it felt like I was down into my stomach. It was really cool. And, but yeah, and actually, even though it's like intense, it's like, when it's happening and it's just this, you know, it's like burning your muscles going both ways, you know, and each
Yep.
time you use it on each side, but it feels so much better afterwards.
Yes, yes, isn't that interesting? It's like everything opens up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. You know, that may also be the reason why you're experiencing lung situations too, is because it could have been triggered by the lifts there, the Ninja 2 lifts, right? Yeah, and that whole vagus connection there, right, Lindy?
Yeah, because it's not been opened. It's, you know, probably everything's been shut down for 5.5 years.
Right,
So it's going, hello,
right, right.
we're going to respond.
How are you? Anybody there?
Exactly. What do
Right.
you know? She's still here.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. You know, let's move on to those. Okay, let's finish off with I think we did, but let's just finish, just double check. So we're looking at the Ninja, right?
Mhm.
Cold shower. Where are you at with cold showers when you were doing them?
Well, you know, until I got this chest thing, it's great. I enjoy it, but you know, it's one of those, wow, you know, I always feel so good afterwards. So
Right. So are you going in with turning it on warm and going cold? Are you
yeah,
going cold?
yeah,
Okay.
I go in warm and then I rinse off cold and try to stay under it for a while and until I go, that's it, get out.
So how long is a while?
I don't know.
10 seconds?
I don't know. Oh, no longer than that. I mean, I sit there, like I bet you probably 30 seconds.
Okay. Are you noticing, great, great. Are you noticing any warmth developing in your body when you're, like it's kind of like comes from inside your body?
When you're cold?
When you're in that cold shower, what will happen is that as you do more of this, you will feel the body responding to it and making its own heat.
It does that. We do sauna all the time. Um, you know, my husband's is Finnish in his heritage is Finnish, and we have a sauna. And so not here, but when I grew up with a sauna because of my Norwegian background, but you know, I have a Norwegian and native background, and but we literally, I know that as a fact because we're in the sauna, and then we always go out and we used to jump into the, you know, holes cut in the ice, you know,
Right.
and after a while, poof, it warms up.
Right.
I know that as a fact, as
Right.
from the time I was little that we did those. But that's when we lived in Minnesota, because when we were in Minnesota, we could, you know.
And do you notice any of that warmth happening when you're coming out of the shower or during the shower?
You know, I didn't, but that's probably because I'll need to probably turn it colder sooner.
Okay. That's what we're looking for, because what happens
Okay.
is that what's actually physically happening is that the mitochondria tighten up and they create the heat. And that would happen a lot more easily when we're kids because they're a lot more active. Yeah, so be aware that there should be a stage when you will get that warmth thing happening.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. So we've got palpitations. How are they? We're going to go to the Ninja one in a moment.
Oh, they've settled down, I think.
Yay.
You know, I do what you shared to do, what you had said, well, both of you had told me how to do it. And so I do massage in between the ribs, on the left side when I'm feeling it. And then I use that, as you said, with a lesser amount, like I think it was 60 with a 10. And then I use the PCM and I kind of get in between as best as I can.
Good. Great.
And it has helped, yeah.
Good. So what's happening here is there's a lot of mitochondria in the heart muscles, in the brain tissue, of course in the liver, and where there's a lot of energy transference being done, muscles. And so we're getting to a place where your body's cleaning out and the energy reserves. So, the coughing and stuff is part of the cleansing, right? It's part of that detoxing of the, we're shrinking everything, right? So it's squeezing out it's squeezing out the fluids that shouldn't have been in the first place, right? And so with the lungs, yeah, we had the heart, now we have the lungs. We could probably anticipate maybe some other organs in the next week or two, similarly responding as they strengthen as well.
Okay, is it possible, and this is embarrassing, but when I started really coughing because of this, I had to put a pad on because I went, well, where did this incontinence come from? So could that be part of it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, because I thought, oh
Every,
no, I'm getting to the
fine.
age I'm going to have to wear, I'm going to have that. But well, that's good to know.
No, you haven't had a hysterectomy or anything, right?
Oh, nothing.
No. Okay. Good. Yeah.
Well, when I don't know, I haven't had a hysterectomy or any of that, and I won't. But I unfortunately, with my daughter, it ended up being surgery because she was in distress. She was coming early in distress, and so and we. I was in labor two days. I wanted to see if I could have her naturally because I really wanted that. But finally, they had to take her C-section. But that's the only thing that's been done down in that area.
Right. No, we'll get that back. We'll strengthen up the urethra. That will happen.
So I thought, well, maybe when I get older, I'll have incontinence because of that. Opening up that, that part of your abdominal wall. But
no, we'll be fine. It's just
okay, good.
Everything is going to have to readjust.
Okay.
Last week I went up to the summit again on Mauna Kea, and I took a very long side track. It took me about 3 or 4 hours to get back to the trail. And by the time I got down, I was like beat. I was as tired as I think I've ever been hiking up there. One of the reasons was that I didn't take enough magnesium the day before. And the second one was that it was absolutely grueling, the hike. It was like up cliffs, down. I wasn't lost, but I was making my way back to the trail and cutting across cliffs and stuff and just exploring. Came across this whole Stone Age area up there with chards and stuff like that. But it's like you know, every time we push ourselves to another level of fitness, the body is going to respond,
Okay.
and that's what's going on. I mean, over the year that I've been doing the high altitude training and hiking and training, there's been, you know, different things that my body's had to get used to. One was this whole fear palpitation thing happening in my chest and my heart going like super fast. I mean, really fast, 180, really fast, and allowing it to be that, and then over the time now going to a place where it doesn't go there anymore. Nothing like that happens. But yesterday or last week, because of the excursion I took, which was like made that hike a 12-hour, I think it was. Something like, yeah, it was, because I left at 6 in the morning. I think I got down there at 5:30 or something. And so it was just an extreme thing or exercise that I had done. So I was compromised the following day or two, and including my lungs. I don't get lung stuff up there. My lungs go completely clear. But when I come back down to these elevations, my lungs will, they will have stuff in there. It'll be like an asthma. And so things shift when we start this exercise routines that you're gonna, you know, be able to do more of over the months.
Okay.
And the body just has to do its own purge as well. And what I do is I use the PCM like when I need to. I don't use it now nearly as much as I was using it 5-10 years ago. I mean, not nearly so much. But at that time, 5-10 years ago, I was using it regularly most days, and which is where you're at. And so that's the course of the way the body is going to respond.
And I'm guessing because before, I didn't have a downtime of not exercising or my body not being at rest. I mean, because I always kept up, exercising all the time, which is what I did. And so I'm guessing that's what's going on too. I didn't think about the fact that this is really new for me to have a reaction. I just thought I was getting sick. Of course, my husband said, I hope you're not getting the COVID-19. I said, I don't know. Don't even put that in my head. Because, well, those are some of the symptoms. And I said, I don't know. I'll talk with Benedict and we'll find out,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Or Lindy, Benedict, I say Ben, I talked to Ben Lindy, Benedict Lindy. I put you together, Ben Lindy.
Yeah.
Because it's Ben Lindy. Ben Lindy.
Right. Yeah, because Lindy has like a lot of anthroposophical medicine background plus natural medicine backgrounds, and she was a nurse as well. So yeah, she's been a really helpful resource for me with situations. Good. So the sunlight was compromised because of stuff going on this week, and we got the knee stuff good. Okay. So let's go back to these in a moment, right? And we'll
Sure.
look at those in a moment. So let's switch here to stop share for a moment and share screen again, but let's go to these guys. Okay. So can we expand these? Yes, we can. Okay. So this is the last 2 weeks I'm put into this. Okay, it's going to move around on its own. Into the last, here we go. So when did the lung issues start? Was that on this time? Okay.
Yep.
So what we're looking for in like the day before is a change in, okay, let's look at this. Okay, 6-1, 531, 6-1. That was actually the day we met last week, wasn't it?
Right.
6-1.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't have anything. I mean, I didn't have to do any meds.
Yeah. Okay. So everything was pretty stable. I mean, if we look
Yeah.
at 531, we just had one.
Yep.
Okay. 6-2, we had one in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It was just 5 points difference. And it's on the right. And then 6-2-3, we start showing up on the right a lot. So we had 3 meds that day.
Yeah, I had to white it out and redo it because I put the wrong color on it.
Okay, good. And 6-6, we're
That's
down
in
to
the right.
1 med on the right. Okay, so we're heavily right. We're heavily right on 6-5 on the 5th, and
Yep.
still kind of right on the 6th,
Huh?
and then the 7th, it'll let loose.
Yeah, and that's when at 3 o'clock, in the afternoon, was like, whoa, that was it.
Right.
And I just slept because that pain was like, or burning was like, oh, this is really uncomfortable. And I just didn't feel right. Started coughing, and I said, best thing to do is just sleep.
Yeah, yeah. So let's just zoom in on this so we can read them a little better. Yeah, woke up at 2 a.m. but fell asleep.
I had
During the
fallen
morning.
asleep early the night before.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look, you had 10 hours.
Yeah. Oh, no. The night before would have been the one above on the right.
Yeah,
That was the next night. I had 8 hours.
8 hours.
That was the day before I had 8 hours. So I was starting to sleep more. And then I ended up going, I didn't count it there. I didn't count it, but I actually fell asleep early. So I woke up at 2, and then I didn't go back to sleep. But on the day before, I usually, you go to bed around 10 o'clock or so. I had fallen asleep at 8:30. So then I woke up early. So I only had 6 hours sleep.
Right. Right. And then you made up the next
I
night.
woke up at 2 a.m., but I had 6 hours sleep.
By then, yeah.
And then I just stayed awake.
Oh, okay. You can't go back.
I didn't go back to sleep. That's why I put that in there, because I'd gone whatever time I went to bed. Anyway, it ended up I already had 6 hours of sleep by 2 a.m. and I said, oh, there's no reason to go back to sleep. So I got up and did some stuff.
Oh, good
I
on
did
you.
dishes.
Good on you. And so we're mostly right on
Yeah.
the healing
Well,
criteria.
yeah.
And in the morning, we were definitely right. And then by the afternoon, you see how we're switching. By the
Yeah.
afternoon, we're all over the place, left and right.
But we're both sides.
Yes. Yes. So we're kind of like bam, bam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got those 2 spots and then this one. And then on 6-6, which was yesterday.
Saturday.
2 days ago.
No, Saturday, yeah.
Saturday, we're back almost to nothing.
Right.
And then, so let me just explain.
But I slept all the time.
Noticed,
So
let me
of
just
course I'd be
explain
back
this a
to
moment.
nothing. I was sorry.
Let
We were
me just
sleeping.
explain this a moment. What normally happens before we get into the situation over here is that we will have some oddball things, everything neutralized around 6-1. 6-2 is pretty neutral. 6-3, now we're getting some action, right? Which is what we're looking for. And by 6-4, it looks like it's neutralizing, but it's not. And 6-5, it let go again with similar pattern to what happened on 6-3. You've got these same 3 quadrants there, the yellow, 2 at the brow and the chin, I mean at the cheek and the chin. And we've got the same sort of pattern happening in there. This situation on 6-3 is a precursor, it's an indicator that something new is going to surface.
Okay.
That's what I have seen from, doing this a lot over the time, is that we do get this, usually it's about a 24-hour window, and this is slightly more in this case, 2 days window that's already the brainstem is like wobbling, right? It's not quite maintaining its balance all of a sudden. So that whole slopping thing that we were talking about, the vessel of water, it's shifting around. And consequently, we get this heavy, a lot of MEDs on that 6-5. Today, it's stabilizing. I mean, you've only got them up in the brow now. The brow points don't just seem to be so critical as the cheek and the chin points.
I noted, though, that I rarely have anything in the brows, ever.
Yes, that is normal. Yeah, it's more normal to have less activity up here than it is to here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Brushing on the back helped. I think.
Yeah. I had him brush my, because you had said that if there's anything going on in the lungs, do the back,
Yeah, excellent.
A minute.
Excellent. So if we look at the, over these 4 weeks, we had 27 meds 3 weeks ago, 11 and 14. So what would one, looking at those figures, one might expect them to go back to this more this sort of picture of week 3 in week 5. We will see. As things calm down and normalize. Yeah, good, Tracy. I don't think, I was thinking like, I don't think it's necessary. I was thinking like glutathione would be good to take right now.
What?
Well, it's called glutathione, but let's not do that. Let's just let the body do its own thing rather than supplementing it and seeing if we can get the body to do its own thing. Did you get, there were a couple of supplements that I think that you acquired.
Serrapeptase? Serrapeptase. Close.
And what dosage are you using there?
I actually didn't continue taking it. And I don't know why. I'm trying to think, where did I put that bottle? Oh, I know why. I couldn't find it. And so I've asked my husband, we're looking for it, but I think the dog got a hold of it and hid it. So we're still trying to find the bottle of it.
Oh, okay.
Our dog is, she can jump up and get stuff off the counters, and I happened to have taken it and left it on the counter. And after that, when I went to take it, then the next day. So when I was taking it, let's see, what was I taking? 2 of them.
And do you remember how many?
Two twice a day. Two twice a day. 2. Yeah.
And was that the Arthur N? No. Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur something.
Yeah. And
the one that you had suggested.
Right. And those were what size? What dosage were they?
I would have to look on Amazon.com to tell you.
Okay. They're probably.
I can do that.
No, it's okay. find, if you can find that stuff, let's start taking it again, because that would really help with the lung stuff.
Well, I would, you know, she took the most expensive one, for crying out loud. I said, my gosh. I said, you could have taken one of the others, you know, that you
Right.
know, $10 a bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
What a
That
stinker.
Yeah, that Serrapeptase would be good for you.
Yeah, it was like $99 or something like that for the
I
bottle.
know. Yeah, it's expensive.
I know you know, because you have it. You're the one who said
Right,
it's going to be
right,
expensive.
right.
Serrapeptase.
And
Well,
are you taking any other supplements?
yeah, I take a multivitamin
Mm-hmm.
for women over 55. I take a you know, one that's specific for that. And I take spirulina
How much?
of the spirulina.
Mm-hmm.
Now that one I can get the bottle because it's cheap. The dog doesn't care about it. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I can tell you.
No, it's not. These ingredients that can't be on
Right,
over there in there.
right. Dog chewing the Serrapeptase.
Must be good then.
He probably needs it himself.
Yeah, open the door. Yeah.
It'll change all the light on the camera.
Okay. This is, I don't know how to, I don't even know where, oh, it's over here.
Okay, here we go.
That's what I take for the multivitamin.
Great.
I made sure it was all vegetables. And
We got it.
this is what I take for the spirulina.
Okay, 1,000 milligrams. How many
No.
caps? How many tablets a day?
Oh, 3.
3. Okay. 3. You know, you can't go wrong. That's not going to harm you at all, right? It will detox you, though.
Oh.
Right, it will detox you. Good. Are you doing greens and fresh greens?
Working on it. Yeah. It depends on if my husband picks them up. You know, I'm not the one doing the shopping, of course. You know, if it were me, be
Right.
full of it. But
Oh, is your husband back at work?
no.
No, I just wondered. Yeah.
But he's been his mom. He's been helping his mother. She lives here in town. That's why we're here in Indiana. So he's been helping her.
Oh, good. Yeah, so let's finish up and have a look at what we're going to do for next week, right?
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Oh, you make me feel so much better because, honest to God, just knowing that this is just natural makes, you know, like you said, the mind is really, really powerful. And I recognize, you know, our consciousness is really a part of our healing process.
yes.
You know, it is, you know, what you call the ethers, but it's really part of our healing. And once my husband said back that other day about, well, you could have COVID-19, I said, no, stop. I put my hands up to stop, you know. I don't want that going in my head, but I can't tell you that it didn't, maybe it affected me. I don't know.
Yeah. Good. Okay, let's go back to the whiteboard. This. Okay. Yeah.
What our goals are going to be. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I can open up the chat here. Remote control chat. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look. Number 1, we're going to continue with the ninja one, obviously.
Okay.
Right? And number 2 is continue with the ninja too.
Yes, that I like the Ninja 2 now that I know how to do it.
Yeah.
And if I have to do it in front of a mirror, I'll do it in front of the mirror.
Right. And the more you get in there, the more you'll be able to lift and the more power you'll be able to use on it too.
Okay.
So let's have let's do the, okay, so yeah, keep on brushing the lungs.
Okay.
Keep on supporting those, number one. And if you can find the serrapeptase,
Okay.
I'm going to put it in here anyway. 4, 5. What do you got there, Lindy?
Well, the inhalation.
Oh, inhalation.
Chamomile.
Okay, I'm going to put that on there.
Or
Chamomile. What do you call that? Chamomile inhale.
Mhm.
That's a really good idea. I
Right.
will do that as soon as I get off.
Mhm.
So the serrapeptase, I would take at least 500,000 units.
Okay, 500,000 units. That's a good way to do it rather than the pills.
And I can't remember what pill size you have, but they're
I don't
either
know.
125, and they do have a 500 IU as well.
Okay, so take that. Okay.
And the other would, oh, the knee. We want to test the knee.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll test how long, what's the word? Not treating it. Okay, let's just do test. Let's do a 48-hour test.
Okay, so don't do it today and tomorrow.
Right?
Skip 2 days, then do it the next day or every other day.
Yeah, because you've been doing it every day. It's going to be, yeah.
Correct.
Every,
Every other day? Okay.
And if it doesn't work, then go back to every day.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, that's a good way to do it. Yeah.
Right? But let me know.
Excuse me. Oh. Dang.
Water.
Mm-hmm.
And Linda's just going through the notes here. And then I think we're just about done.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I got up and walked.
Oh, exercise.
Yeah, I did it up until.
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
And then of course you cough a lot, so I'll temper it according to if I can get through it.
So I've got 7 items here.
7.
And I'm just gonna put this in the chat. You can copy it over your end.
Got it.
Yeah, you're doing so good, Tracy. And as you're understanding now the peeling of the onion, right? As we take off these outer layers or strengthen these outer layers, the stuff that's discordant within those layers is coming to the surface now. And one would expect that the Ninja 2 especially is an exceedingly powerful alignment tool, not only for the vertebra and the cervicals, but also just the general energy into the body as well. And as you're supporting that with the brushing of the abdomen, you're really connecting in the vagus nerve, right? You're really connecting that in there and you're locking the two together. So, it's powerful way to literally rejuvenate your body. Yeah, on the exercise front, just do what you can do. The more we push the exercise, the more the quote healing crises will be coming forward for you. So let's just focus on getting those lungs.
Yeah.
And the foot baths.
Oh yeah, and Lindy just mentioned the foot bath.
You could do the
Oh, the foot bath. Yeah. I was thinking there was something missing, but
Yeah,
just water, Lindy.
Tracy, when you do the inhaling and you have the hot water handy, you could put your feet in a warm water basin at the same time when you're inhaling and sitting down. That's very
Oh, good
calming. Yeah,
Good
and
idea.
it cools it
Okay.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Lindy. Yeah, good. Good. Right. Excellent. Perfect. 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 Wow. Yeah, and if you need any assistance during the week, text me or whatever, and I'll get back to you. I am spending way less time on Facebook now. I'm just like, with all of the stuff that's going on, I'm just like pulling right out of it.
Yeah,
So I'm not.
I agree.
I've taken my app off the phone, and bam, I'm done with it.
I agree.
As you know, this is not going to go away. What we got going on, and
Yeah.
and unfortunately, it's what it is.
It is what it is. And I recognize that I think it is an orchestrated kind of thing, because if you can continue to pick at your scab, then it's going to keep coming. It's going to keep hurting. It's going to keep causing problems. And I recognized, I mean, I have a nephew who is African American and white, and Native, and he is caught up in it as well, and it's and he said to me the other day, he said, I realized that I never felt the prejudice that I'm feeling now. And I said, oh, well, you're very lucky. I said, because it can happen. It's just people are truly coming from the heart. They're okay. But we've got a lot of people who are fearful now. So they're not coming from the heart. He goes, I think it's like they're just putting everything in the washing machine. It's going to all get washed off, and we're going to come on the other side and see who got clean and who didn't.
Yeah. It's exactly the same what they did during the Second World War in Nazi Germany with the brown shirts. Exactly the same thing. And Stalin did the same thing.
True.
They make heroes out of these assholes, and everybody bows down to them and thinks that they need to get engaged in that manner as well, which is, of course, exactly what the system or those guys wanted to do. Yeah. A lot more on that, but that's not the part of this discussion.
Yeah, and it's, and all we can do is stay within, go within, find what for you is your base where you can feel good. And, and to me, I just keep the prayers open, and I honor it all. It's all happening for whatever reason. I know some of it's very orchestrated, but it is what it is, and I'm not going to get caught up in it. And my nephew's at the point where he's not going to get caught up in it either, which I was really happy to hear.
Good.
And that, because he's never had. I mean, they live in Minnesota, so he's right there in the action of it.
Yep.
And yes, those things have happened. You give power to some people who have a certain kind of personality, things happen, but he's never experienced it himself. So
Yeah. God bless him.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
But then he's also up in the northern areas too. He's not down in the cities. So.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, Tracy, I think I'm ready. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I know, so now just don't worry about it, and try to do as much as I can. And eventually this is just going to go away.
Yeah, the body is going to purge. Yep, it's going to kick it out.
Gosh, purging everywhere in the world, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Right.
Sense. My body's purging too.
Yeah, really. In the meantime, you're going to find a new voice, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, right. Good. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording and then